Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back for another round of the European Racing Series Grand Prix here in Spain. It's going to be a glorious day today. I don't even know what the weather's going to look like, but it's so beautiful outside my own house that it's absolutely going to be replicated here onto the track. I'm Ben Raggy McConnell, and joining me on the caster's desk is the one and only legendary Jamie M. Caster Elder. How you doing?
I'm not too shabby, man. Yourself? Sorry, I forgot to unmute my
I
mic there. Doesn't
I
work.
thought you were going to leave me high and dry there for a second. I
Thought
also
about
thought
it.
I hadn't unmuted in Discord, but it's okay. We're all good. We are still alive and kicking. So, I'm great, is the honest answer. And the track
Good.
is looking great. The weather's also looking great. And I think we're going to be in for a really exciting qualifying. So,
You throw me straight under the bus, aren't you?
Yeah.
Thanks,
well
mate. Love you too. Well, this is the fifth race. There's only two people that have won a race here today. Yonti and Meister. So, I mean, the easy money's on those two to do something, isn't it?
Yeah.
But are we doing our usual rule of it comes down to ignore the softest compound?
Yeah.
Assuming that it's only like one person. Because then our predictions become slightly more fair, don't they?
Yeah.
So I think it is going to be a battle between Yonti and Meister. Who am I going to put ahead? I'm going with Yonti Meister. Yonti Meister
Yeah.
Husqvarna.
Oh, okay. So yeah, I mean, Yonti has been driving insane over the last few races. I think it's probably the best I've ever seen Yonti drive, and I'm hoping that he can just continue this sort of like growth throughout. So yeah, I'm with you. I think Yonti absolutely P1. Oh, actually, no. You know what? No, I'm going to change it just purely because I've just remembered how bad Yonti's qualifying pace actually is. Like, he's not the slowest car in the world. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But when it comes to qualifying, he is just not that kind of driver you can rely on. He reminds me of Hazard quite a lot, except he's a faster version. In the way that, Hazard is bad in the qualifying, but he's absolutely brilliant when it comes to the race. And Yonti follows suit. So, with that in mind, I'm going to go Meister P1, Husqvarna P2, Brownie P3.
Oh, okay. Well, we'll see how that works out for you. It's definitely not going to be marathon. That's a sector 3. Is that a final corner accident?
I
I've
think
got a
he's
green
retired
flag.
in pits.
Interesting.
Okay. Yonti's about to start. Okay, never mind. No, he's not. All right.
No, he's right in the middle of the track and holding up Thug. Right now, Thug just hit him. And Thug is a bit pissed off, I think. He's just rammed him off track. There's not much he can do, to be fair. And the only thing is, if Morrison's got a qualifying ban, has come out of the pits.
I don't think he knows that that's an AI.
No, I don't think he
And
does.
he's
And
got
now
a
he's just
penalty
got.
for it as well.
Yeah, that's his own fault.
He's gonna be even more mad because as soon as he comes alongside of him, he's just gonna get him, isn't he? He's already looking for it. Look.
This is interesting. Let's stay with this for a little bit. He's gone. He's given up.
Yeah, he's gone now. I think he
Maybe
might
he's
feel a
realised.
little bit silly now after realizing that Morrison had already retired from the session and then hit him. So it kind of feels a little bit sort of justified that he got that penalty. He absolutely can't have that sort of behaviour. So, fair play. That's exactly what it's going to be. Realistically, the 5 place grid penalty more than deserved. But I was going to say, let's go for an on board with Yonti, but after that, I don't think so. Anybody you want to go on board with?
I was going to go for overspeed, but no. Let's just let's have a look at Spicy on the hards at the moment. Just choosing his car. I was on board. The back session goes fastest. I was on board with overspeed, but he's nowhere near starting a lap. He's up at turn 5.
I do want to stay with Yonti because he's. Oh, here he is now. Yonti going for a hot lap. Do you want to go for it?
There he is. Is he going for a final? Or is he just finished? Yeah, well, he's still going.
He's just
Okay.
started.
Well, this is first corners. This is where you can see a lot of action down into here. Use as much track as you can to throw the car in. Throw it to the right, left. Don't run too wide. He didn't run too wide. He didn't run far enough, I don't think. But turn 3, long right-hander. So hard to keep it on the asphalt there. Keep it between the white lines. Throw it into turn 4. This is another overtaking opportunity. They're making a little mess on turn 3. You got, sorry, you got a chance to turn it down the inside of turn 4. Tie hairpin out of turn 5. Little lock up on that front left. He's still going for it though. As you go downhill through the little kink of turn 6, then up to 7 and 8. This is where we're going to see a few people spin off and pick up penalties as well. The inside of that's so easy to cut. Turn 9 again. place where we're going to see a few incidents of people just lose the rear coming off that corner. DRS zone down towards turn 10. Tight, slow hairpin. We won't see many overtakings into this unless someone's gone really terrible. Turn 11 is a nasty one, a little bump. The 12, long right-hander. Can try and go around the outside, but it's not advisable because 13 is tight, and it's a very tight section of the track between this chicane. DRS detection for the home straight is right there at the pit entry, and then DRS is obviously enabled just here on the exit of turn 16, and we go second fastest.
Yeah, well done there from Yonzi. It does go 1:19.409. It's only P2 as it stands, but considering how many issues he actually had throughout that lap, there was a few areas which didn't look quite right, locked up in a couple of corners, could definitely improve on that time overall, so we'll come back to that in a short while. Meister going fastest now overall. That's a good time from him, 1:18.911, so good 3 and a bit, 4/10 actually ahead of Vexation there. So good stuff from him.
Speed's coming across the line, looks like a tame lap. It is 20.37, and I think that was a Scary just came across the line as well. It was the 19.547.
So Hazard currently out on a hot lap right now, just started in the run up to turn 1, so we'll keep an eye on his time. Remember, we've said this a few times and we'll continue to say the same thing until he fixes it. His qualifying pace is still leaving a lot to be desired. His race pace is brilliant, and especially when it comes to his consistency, he's really good at keeping it out of trouble and keeping himself out of penalty sort of situations for track limits, etc. Oh, big wobble there, but he's kept it. Oh, I thought he was going to bin the whole thing there, but no, he's fine. Still going strong, and I think he's actually going to stay committed to this lap time. There are obviously a few other drivers that are currently out on the track have done more than a few laps on these tyres. These are the hards. They're realistically not going to start on the hards. The mediums are definitely the way to go. And the one thing I learned whilst I was doing my race the other week is absolutely do not touch the softs on this track.
Ooh, Hazard just keeping out of the wall by a matter of feet. And that was gone from before the apex I just saw him sliding and it just went as he tried to put the power down. You're saying stay off the softs, but your boy Beaker outlap on softs is just getting feel for the track, or do you think he's going to go for a flyer, but a tame flyer?
See, you think strategy, right? And then you think if it was any other driver other than Beaker, I'd be saying, nah, he's just going to do a lap. He's not really going to put it in. It'll be like a banker lap, that's it. But it's Beaker. And you can never rule out an absolutely insane strategy when Beaker's involved. He will absolutely go for it, and he will commit to it. And even if it doesn't work out for him, he'll still commit to it. So, he does have a very smart race engineer with him. Although I feel like the race engineer puts Beaker on these crazy strategies, just well, so that we can see what works and what doesn't work.
Oh, that does not work! He's kept it out of the wall, but that is not working for him. He'll be coming back to the pits. I don't know if you caught that. He just lost the rear end on the final corner.
I caught the aftermath. I didn't catch the rest of it.
It was wobbling from about the apex where you got that power down and just started going, no, don't like it. But I think Beaker, apparently, from what I've heard, is a bit sleep deprived. He's been playing WoW Classic all night.
Yeah.
And as such, is completely knackered. I tried playing it earlier. I didn't get very far because there's too many people on it. There's not
I imagine it's going to be a downfall for him today in this race. He's only had an hour and a half sleep, I'm told. So if he actually finishes the race at all, it will be a miracle. And looking at how he started his qualifying lap on softs with the tyres that should have the most grip, he just didn't do well at all. Brownie coming across the line though, is it going to be faster? He's up there with the top 3. He's AMP. Look how close it is actually between him and Haskari. You have a Shazoo 1-2-3. I mean, the odds are quite in their favour at the minute. 5 drivers being. Oh, yeah, he's falling asleep.
Falling asleep for a minute. But I mean, this is the type of race that would appeal to Beaker. Completely out of his comfort zone. You were saying it on Sunday. Beaker doesn't race well in his comfort zone. He needs to be out of it and under a lot of pressure. This is an ideal situation for him. He's under a lot of pressure. Yes, okay, he'll probably fall asleep after the race, but it's the type of race that he can actually do half decent on. As Fraziaka attacks the curbs coming out to the final corner.
Yeah, I saw that. I think he might be going on another lap. Oh no, he's giving up, yeah. I don't know, he very much committed to that entire lap, even though he didn't need to. He knew it was invalidated, but decided that it was still going to carry on anyway. He might not actually make it back around without running out of fuel.
Not sure. Oh, he's getting out of the way. I was going to say, I'm not sure what he's doing at the moment, but he's getting out of the way for Yonti, who's on another flyer. But yeah, so I'm just looking around who we're going to look at. What's Dennis doing? Oh, hello, Overspeed. Overspeed's had a little recce. Dennis isn't on fine.
Does he got wing damage?
Who?
I can't see any left wing on Overspeed's car. Oh, he has. He's got wing damage on the right side of it.
Oh,
no wonder he's having so many issues. Yeah. He just can't turn. Yeah, he's really struggling.
He's got to survive the pit lane entry though. That's. I know it might sound easy, but it's not that easy when you don't have a front wing to survive coming into the pits.
Hazard out again on another flyer lap. Gone through turn 3 here. Long right, he's ran seriously wide. That's got to be invalidated, surely. How
no, he might go away with that. Well, as far as we can see, he's not invalidated. He might have done. We can't tell from here, though.
I mean, he's still committed. He's on the mode 5, which tells me he's absolutely going to go for it no matter what. And, you know, he's come out again on a fresh set of hards. He's definitely not going to be looking to do his qualifying stint on this, because even on the mediums, like I say, he just isn't able to necessarily get very high up in the top 10. He still makes it. Oh, that's got to be validated. No, he's still. How is he still going? He's been off the track twice now in this lap.
Well, it takes one off to invalidate. It's obviously not off enough to invalidate the lap. As he's thrown it into turn 12. A few corners left. Let's see what he does here then. I don't think he has invalidated. He's still pushing, or unless he's racing back to the pits.
No, still going. Okay, interesting. Right, well, we'll see what time we can do. It's looking pretty promising. The line's not that far away, and it's a P8, and he didn't invalidate. That is insane. Okay, 119.584 for Hazard. He's currently sat P8 behind Dennis, who's only literally a couple of hundredths ahead of him. It's not really big at all, that gap. In fact, we're going to have a look at the gap to leader, and Dennis is actually retired. Oh, that's not good.
Sector 3. Is that an incident? Sector 3? I'm just on board with Beaker. Just going up to the final corner. I see yellow flags. Am I about to see a car in the wall? I am. That is a mess.
on the track. That is a big smash.
Yeah, that's just not a little prank. That is a destruction. But what's done is done. And now he's got to work out how to recover it when he's going to be starting quite low down.
So, I get the impression the reason that you're seeing a lot of drivers having issues is because they've chosen a high anti-roll bar setup. This is the kind of track that you do need pretty high anti-roll bars, but you need them set out in such a way that you've got a stable back end. If you, there seems to be a trend going on at the minute with a lot of the drivers where they set the rear anti-roll bar much higher than the front anti-roll bar, and when doing that, it makes it so unstable coming through the exit and getting on the power. You'll see that a lot, especially like here. I'm on board with Beaker right now as he's coming up to the hairpin. If I'm right, and if he gets his power down a little bit too early, his back end will step.
He's careful there. I mean, you're on about your Lord and Savior, the anti-roll bar again, though.
Yeah, I am. But the reason that I call it is the reason the meme is the Lord and Savior is purely because it is so powerful. It makes such a difference to the balance of the car. Beaker's in the pits, getting himself ready for the medium push, guaranteed.
Yeah, most likely he needs to put a time in though. He's currently down in 13th with no time on the board. And it's a bit earlier than I thought. We are at the calm before the storm already, aren't we?
Yeah, we are. Not wrong at all. I mean, the thing about this track is the timing of it is so strange. You know, you want to come out ideally with, where you cross the line just as the timer runs out. But I don't know. The coming in and out of the pits takes a lot longer than you think.
Oh, Liger's not happy.
Oh,
he just invalidated and drove into the wall.
He's having a pretty bad day today, isn't he?
Yeah, he got caught out by Marison's car. That apparently he didn't even send it out. I think the AI sent it out for him. Based on what I'm seeing or saw in the chat. Jerusalem's on a fly, coming out to the final corner. He needs the time, even if it's just head time. And there we go. Up a place guaranteed, isn't it, when Marison's DNF'd?
Yeah. So, okay. Jurislav is currently sitting P12. The concerning thing is that was on the medium compound tires. And you're seeing other drivers that have done it on the hard. Everybody ahead of him has done it on the hards. He's the only person to have done a lap time on the mediums, and he's struggling to sort of be up there in the 119s on these mediums. This should be so much better than this. So, Jurislav, I hope you've got good race pace because your qualifying is not looking particularly hot here, mate.
Yeah, well, I think he's on moment of cool down and going to go again, and what we've got to lose at the end of the day. So we'll see as Astro Boy's having some issues. A little bit of lag there, and he's backed out of his lap already on turn 4.
Yeah.
So where's Duxie B? He's coming out to turn 4.
Yeah, the one thing that can go hand in hand is Astro Boys and problems. He is plagued with either network issues or FPS stutters, and it just... I feel like it's really holding him back, because he is really quite a fast driver, and I think if he didn't have these issues on the track, I think he would actually finish the races a lot higher up. But, at least he can take confidence in the fact that it's not entirely him, and that he does still have areas to work on. Everybody does, but in his area, it's either his network or his PC.
Yeah, I'm seeing a lot of people start the flying lap. We've still got 2 minutes left. They're starting flying laps quite early on, unless they're going to go for 2 laps on mediums. I hear it's an overcast race. I don't know if we're expecting rain at all. But an overcast race means temperature will be lower, the tyres will last a little bit longer, so maybe they fancy doing another lap on those mediums.
Duxie B with a storming lap there, 1:18.798, a full 1 and a bit seconds ahead of his previous best. He's set up there currently P2. Brownie's out there at the minute trying to improve and trying to beat that. I cut that corner quite severely there, so that might be invalidated. Although I've seen him do that line a couple of times. He did a bit of a wobble there. Oh, okay. Oh, never mind. I got Jabay there by Yonti. He came round that corner right after Brownie. It looked like he was going to go spearing off into the wall, but nah, he was just warming his tyres up, getting himself ready for his hot lap. As we can see, Vexation is currently out there as well, doing the same.
Yeah, just keep an eye on Brownie's coming up to the final few corners. And see if I fully expect this to be P1. Well, yes, even with Hazard up there.
Did you read that name? Oh, never mind. There you go. Order has been restored. Brownie has knocked Hazard back off the top spot. I was about to
questioning me.
No, I was about to say, how has Hazard got onto the top spot? I've literally just been saying how bad Hazard's qualifying pace actually is, and then he goes ahead and sticks in a lap time just like that. It's probably not going to stay the same as Fragioko's knocked him down as well. He's now Fragioko up in P2, but the gap is so marginal between the top 3, top 4, all the way down. It's crazy.
Mace's just started his flying lap. I think the vast majority of drivers are done. Astro Boys is done. Hazard is going again, but he's down. He's going to run out of ERS though. He's really towing the hard line there. Spice is done. Brownie's done. Fragioko's done. So I think our eyes are firmly looking at Yonti, Mason, and Huskari.
I think
our
Vexation
top, my top
is
3.
also on one as well. Yeah, exactly. Vexation's out there as well. Actually has the potential to be fast. Beaker's currently not doing a lap. Interesting.
Yonti is coming out to the final few corners now. He's going through turn 13. I fully expect this one to be at the top, if not just off the top. Oh, bit of a corner cut there. I think he's got away with that though.
Yeah, I think he might have done. But it's not fast enough. I said it before. I said Yonti's qualifying pace is not the best, but it's enough to get him up into a position where
Meister invalidated. He did a 17.9 and invalidated Meister.
That's heartbreaking.
Wow.
Well, neither of us predicted Fragioko and Spicy in the top 3, but it's looking like that's going to stay the same. Huskari's still coming though. Currently going around the final lap. It's on the final corner, sorry, and it's looking pretty solid. This might be it. This might be a good one. It's only P5. Let's have a quick look at the gap to leader though. The top 5 are all within 0.2 of each other, and even those behind are still within 0.4. You only get outside of a second when you get to P11, and that's 1.2 seconds from leader, that really sort of suggests how tight this race is going to be. And for the first time in a long while, Beaker hasn't set a lap time, but we know exactly why that is.
Yeah. Well,
I'm
quite,
racing. Whoops.
I'm quite happy to see Fragioko there. You've bigged him up so much this season, and he's starting to finally deliver for you. Which is great to see.
The other issue he had last season, which I can only assume he's fixed because I'm not seeing this anywhere near as much now, but Fragioko in 2018 had a lot of network issues. He was just having no end of lag, and you could see him teleporting behind. And it doesn't matter how beastly your computer is, if your network is not up to par, then you are going to fall behind. Fragioko now has a good network, it seems. He's also found his mojo when it comes to this game, and his pace is actually really stepping up. He currently sat P2. It's not like he's running softs. He's running the same tires as everyone else is. So this might be good for Fragioko.
Yeah, we don't expect to see him up there. It's not like he's gone on the softs and got there. They're all on mediums. So that's a great sign.
Can I just point out Meister? He's P8 with hards.
He invalidated, didn't he?
Yeah, but he's still in the top 10 with hards. But anyway, here is the rundown at the end of qualifying. Brownie takes pole position, albeit by 200ths of a second from Fragioko, who's in second place. Spicy in third, Hazard in fourth with Haskari in fifth. Yonti taking sixth with Astro Boys in seventh. Meister takes eighth with Duxaby in ninth. Overspeed rounds out the top 10, and the best of the rest is Vexation. And then it goes Dennis, Jaroslav, Thaig, who's finished 14th, but has a 5-place grid penalty, and then Beaker at the bottom with Marison, I believe, was below him. So it'll be Thaig at the very bottom, and then Marison just in front with Beaker just ahead of him. And Dwip's here as well.
Excellent. I'm keeping my eyes on ERS chat at the moment. Meister's not happy that he got invalidated. Apparently it wasn't someone that should have been invalidated. But what's done is done, unfortunately.
Yeah, it's the nature of the beast, unfortunately. There's not a great deal more you can do other than just carry it on and go for it. So let's just recap the whole situation, okay? All but Meister in the top 10 has started on the mediums. Meister's actually in a position, believe it or not. He's probably actually going to do really well here as a result. He starts on the hards. Yes, they used hards, don't get me wrong, but the mediums work really well on this track, especially in terms of pace and especially in terms of life. They're not far off the hards in terms of life. I think they're literally like a 7 or 8 laps separation between them. And doing the qualifying on the hards, especially at a time when the track was not that evolved, you're not going to really take that much wear out of the tires anyway. So he's actually going to be running pretty hot, and I like it. I want to see Meister bring this track with both hands, hold on to it completely, and just tear away, bring himself up to the front pack through sheer race pace and not necessarily needing to overtake everybody. And then just towards the end, we'll be surprised how Meister's just suddenly winning the race.
So is that you predicting Meister to win?
So yeah, so I think Meister is it's probably a bit ambitious to say Meister's taking the win. I think it's going to be a Shazoo 1-2-3. I think it's going to be Meister, Yonti, and Brownie. Not in that order. I'm trying to work out if I would put Brownie first or Yonti first. I mean, realistically, it's going to be one of them two in first place, and then Meister in third, but I'm going to go Yonti P1, Brownie P2, Meister P3.
Okay. I'm going bold.
Okay, oh, alright.
The pizza de pasta is putting it at the front on the top step.
I mean, you called me bold for bigging him up.
You're receding, not bold.
Fair play, fair play.
I think he's found his mojo on this track. I think he's spent a long time practicing this. I think we saw decent stuff from him last year here. My memory serves me right. I could be wrong though.
I don't remember.
He was so close to Brownie on that qualifying. I think he can do it. He's got to get ahead early though. That's going to be the crucial part. Brownie will be second, and third place will go to the recovery master, Meister. I reckon he'll get there.
I just want to remind. I said Yonti, Brownie, Meister. You said
Fragioko, Brownie, Meister.
Okay. Well, Now it's time to see who can do the best race of all. The qualifying's done and dusted. Race is about to get underway. We're just waiting for the final car to get in the box, which is their Dwip, just behind his teammate. Here we go. Now the lights are on. Everyone's prepped and ready to get underway with this Grand Prix. As soon as those lights go out, we are going to be under race conditions. Is it going to be Brownie or is it going to be Fragioko, the first one to the corner? It looks like Fragioko got caught out there just a tad. And Brownie's really taken off and so Spicy. But Fragioko's had a nightmare of a stage. She's falling all the way down the pack. Brownie's managed to get the inside line. This means Spicy's going to have to take the outside. Big contact already. That's Hazard. He's gone right off there. He's managed to keep himself alive and still going, but he has fallen all the way down into dead last almost as Dennis has made a big mistake. He's off the track.
I think there's a lagging Red Bull that's caught a few people out there. I think that might be Huskari. Just Meister's off. There goes our predictions. Meister just slid off the track. He is now down to last. I don't think he picked up any damage. No, he looks alright. He's just made a mess of that. He's not going to be very happy. He'll be coming from the back now. As Duxby's Astro Boys are having the lag issues. I think that might have caused that opening corner incident. So Sky runs very wide. And so do a few others actually.
I mean, yeah, Astro Boys having the same issues as before, just non-stop issue. Here comes Vexation down the inside there. What a move by him. He's just managing to get around him and deliver what is required. But yeah, look at Astro Boys just rubber banding. Here comes Beaker down the inside. Beaker's had a brilliant start. He's claimed 5 places off the start. You would not believe he's had an hour and a half sleep the way he's currently going.
He's just got to be careful though, because it's so easy to get caught out by a lagging driver. And he's not even been caught out by a lagging driver. He's just lost the rear end. And he's got to be careful where he's coming back on. I think he's going to be fine. But he's going to be plumb last now. And it's all kicking off.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is, it's just loads of mistakes. You know, Beaker lost it on his own. It looked like Meister lost it on his own initially. It might have been a contact between him and Astro Boys. We don't know for certain. But the one thing you can be certain is Fragioko has managed to pull himself back together after that disastrous start. He's lost a place, and Spicy getting that from him. It literally looked like he just got caught sleeping when the lights went out. Everyone else just bolted away, and the only thing that you can really sort of celebrate is that Brownie is still up there in P1 and is very comfortably ahead.
Yeah, I think our prediction of Meister getting anywhere near the top is gone. I think the recovery masters, Beaker and Meister, I think they're just going to be happy if they can get a point here today. That's got to be their aims, just to get in the top 10. There's good battle going on at the moment. I'm just on board with Dürp, who's on the board back at Jerusalem's on the back of Marison. As Dennis is trying to come back at them as well. It's a lot of battles going on at the moment.
Room. Yeah, there really is. I mean, it's going to be about to get even spicier as now our race leader has just crossed the line, and now DRS has been enabled for those that have got onto lap 3.
Station Duxy B.
No.
Sorry.
Yep.
He's going to go down the inside, is he? I think he's ahead. He is well ahead, but is Duxby going to fancy a dive? No, he's not. So Vexation up to P6 as Astro Boys loses a few more places, most likely through lag, and that's the end of Astro Boys' race.
Yeah. Understandably, to be fair, in that sort of situation, you're probably more of a hazard on the track. I know that's not a pun, by the way. You're more of a hazard than you are actually just able to race. So it's understandable that he's done what he's done. It'll also be ghosted now as well, which means that the drivers can just drive through him. They don't have to necessarily worry about him. So, not the end of the world. Might be coming back soon enough, hopefully, but hopefully with a fixed connection. Brownie almost outside of the 1 second gap on Spicy. And not sure how he's managed to deliver that, considering that there's a DRS zone right there. But Fragioko's right here on the back of him, looking for an opportunity to close up. So when we get onto the home straight, he might actually be able to attack.
He's got Yonti all over the back of him as well. I think Fragioko's just run a little bit wide there through turn 12, and he's just lost a couple of tenths to Spicy. So that means Yonti's closed up a little bit, and we'll be threatening him down on this home straight. And as always, this last corner is so crucial. Yonti's having a bit of opposite lock going on there. He's sliding through the final corner.
Do you want some bad news for Yonti?
Go on then.
He has no working DRS.
Oh,
his race engineer's just been in touch and said that Yonti's DRS is broken, and so he won't be able to use it at least for a few laps. But this is the second race in a row now where he's not had DRS. As you can see, the two Alfa Romeos having a good scrap as well. Overspeed is still ahead of Thig. There's a bit of a change of position as Vexation is trying to go through on, trying to get back, sorry, on Haskari. Haskari made it through earlier. Big shunt there from Haskari. He's come right together. There is damage there, it looks like, from the Renault. Actually, having said that, I don't think there is. He's coming very dangerously on the track. Haskari's retired from the session.
Yeah,
Vexation's very much in the way. Just drives in front of his teammate. There was almost contact between Meister and Vexation. That was huge.
Haskari's just frustrated. It was 100% Haskari mistake. There was no malice about it. Just lost the rear end coming off the corner, and just slid straight across the Vexation. Really unfortunate incident. I don't want to put blame on him because it wasn't. It was just an accident. There was nothing he could do about it. He just lost the rear end going around the outside as Dennis is battling with Meister. This is a battle we haven't seen for a while.
Yeah.
Dennis going down the inside of the chicane.
I mean, Meister's come back at him a little bit. He just had to cut the corner just a bit more than he necessarily wanted to. He does have DRS to attack back on this home straight here, and Dennis is going to be a bit of a sitting duck here, as Meister has a lot more ERS to work with, has all of this slipstream to benefit from. He's actually going to be sliding right on past him towards turn 1, but it's all about...
Thig's in the middle of the road! Ooh. Sorry, I was on board with Thig and it just drove through Jurislav. I thought that was going to be Kirsten's. Just see a car go straight on. Thig's had enough as well. He had a little tangle with Hazard there. I don't know whose fault it was, but what's done is done, and I just got debated by ghosting.
Well, to be fair, it's understandable. It could have easily been a crash. I mean, Vexation had a similar situation earlier, right on turn 5, I believe it is, where he could have easily just been in the way too much, and he even accelerated in front of Meister and almost killed him. Had he not ghosted, that would have been the end of both of their races. Yeah,
and that was definitely another situation just there at turn 2. As just looking at moves on Jurislav.
Huge dive! Dwip's gone for a massive dive down the inside of Jurislav. It almost, if Jurislav hadn't read that, that would have been a collision and a half between the two. Dwip sent it, and he has pulled it off. Jurislav was caught sleeping, did not protect his inside line at all, and that opened the doors for the Racing Point car to come flying down the inside.
Yeah, Dwip definitely sent that special delivery, didn't he? And Jurislav signed for it and let him through. Battle's still going on up front. Frajoka is still holding on the back. Spicy, he's starting to lose ground on Brownie. 1.7 is the gap up there. Yonti's still hanging around the back. He's doing alright because he's got no DRS. He's able to hold on to this battle. This is yellow in sector 3. That looks like Beaker. It is, unfortunately, Beaker. Are we about to see a retired Beaker?
I think we are. I need to be going either to bed or back to Classic WoW. Whichever it may be. But Yonti, I have an update on his DRS situation. He is now fixed, so he will be able to start attacking again, and it looks like he's in that position. He's already 310s. He might even, or not if he does that though, he might. I thought he was going to go size up Fragioko down this middle straight, and I think he tried to. He looked like he just tried to carry a little bit too much speed around that corner, and ended up just shooting a little bit too far into the gravel. And he's still going strong. He's still within DRS range of Fragioko, and I think on the home straight, Spicy might be in big doo-doo.
Again, it's coming around to this final corner. We speak about this one so much on this track. It's so crucial to get right. You don't want to be lifting off. You don't want to be steering the wrong way. You just want to be going around it, just sort of sweeping around the corner. Frajak had a little bit of lift and a little bit of left steer going on there, so he lost a bit of time as a result. And Yonti is right up on the back of Frajaka right now, as there's some close gaps going on, but nothing really battling-wise going on. Hazard and Overspeed are relatively close, but Hazard's just too far back to make a move. Marison do it swap.
Meister's going for a move around the outside of Jurislav. This is going to be a tight one to pull off. If he can do it, he will definitely do it. There he is. Look at that. That was a very interesting line that he took there. I mean, Jurislav defended the inside. That was good. Smart heads-up driving from Jurislav, but he's just not got the pace today. Obviously, we had DRS working against him anyway, and that just cost him a little bit. As you can see, Hazard is on the back of Overspeed, and one slight little whiff of a mistake from Overspeed, and Hazard will be flying right past him.
Yeah, he's already had one tangle with an Alpha. Hopefully he won't have a second here today. As Overspeed a little aggressive on that corner, and that's what happens to your rear end if you take too much of that corner. Massive tank slapper for Overspeed. Gets away with it, but Hazard is going to have a good drive off here. Does he fancy the move here? He doesn't really. Backs off. I thought he was going to go for it, but...
I think he would have done had Overspeed not covered the inside. It would have absolutely been a... In order for Hazard to get that move done, he would have had to take the inside line. There was nothing else he could do there. Taking the outside at the angle he was coming out, there was no way he was going to be able to slow the car down and still carry pace around it. You need to take it as wide as possible in order to get the pace to go around the outside. But it doesn't really matter because here it is, another opportunity for him. But again, there's a further attack. I thought Yonti was going to have it, but when he got back to the Hazard airspeed situation, as Hazard is through.
Bye, Hazard. See you next week. I think that's what's going through Overspeed's head right now. He's just... Yeah, he's miles swept past as Marison and Meister swap places. Another overtake for Meister. And I think he might have the other racing point shortly. He's right. He's half a second off the back of him. I reckon he'll save that one for the home straight, won't he? Unless Stewart makes a little mistake later on. So
yeah, I mean, the other alternative is Meister manages to find some pace if we come to the middle of the DRS section. Looking at the way he's currently tackling the corners, it looks like he's just struggling for grip at the minute. I mean, again, the hards are very slippy on this track. And I just think that Meister, you can see that he's having to really ride that outside curve. We are starting to get a little bit more sunlight, which does suggest that the track is going to give you a little bit more grip. But yeah, he's just a bit too far back. He's going to have to save for the home straight, and nothing more can be said about that. Overspeed is slowly coming back at Hazard, and if Hazard doesn't do something about his pace in the next sort of few corners, then we will be seeing Overspeed come back at him.
Spicy.
Yeah, this is what I wanted to get to and have a look at. Fragioko right on the back of him, had exactly the exit he needed on the final corner, but again, this might be Spicy losing two places. Fragioko's through. Yonti's coming for an inside dive. He's going to send it down the inside. This is going to be a tight one. A little bit of contact between the two of them, but somehow Spicy holds on. Yonti's still going at it. He's not going to back out anytime soon. He has a better line through this corner. Spicy won't be able to continue the pace. He's going to have to really cover the inside, which is what he's currently trying to do. Yonti's going to take the outside through turn 4. Spicy runs a little bit deep. Yonti's looking for the inside, but Spicy's lined himself up perfectly to have the inside for this corner. And we're going to be staying exactly as we were.
Oh, little look over there from Spicy. Yonti saw a little guy going, "Ooh, I'll have that." Spicy, fortunately for him, managed to bring it back in line just in the nick of time. So great move from Fragioko. Now he's almost broken the DRS to Spicy. He can set his sights on Brownie, see if he can close him down. I think it might be Brownie taking the win here today because Fragioko don't think he's going to have the pace to take him, but you never know. You never know. All it takes is a safety car or one back marker slightly in the wrong place. I suppose he's got back in though, speaking of back markers.
Oh, I've just seen where Spicy's problem is. In the final chicane, he just loses so much pace through there. He's trying to like sort of sort his line out so he has a good exit through this corner, but he just hasn't pulled it together. And that's why you're seeing now Yonti right here on the back of him. Spicy going defensive again towards turn 1. This is going to be Yonti taking the outside line through it, but this is actually going to benefit Yonti because turn 2 is going to be the inside if the Spicy was able to hold on to the back of him. He just isn't. It's not going to be enough for him. Yonti's free now, and I think realistically, Spicy was holding both of these drivers back. I think Yonti, now that he's got his DRS fixed, he's also in a position where he can really go for it. His hard tyre pace needs to be rapid, and I think he's got the goods.
Yeah, he might fancy an undercut if he stops. I think we're expecting pitting at around lap 15 on 14-15 on these mediums. Obviously, completely dependent on how they're driving. Brownie can probably go a little bit longer than most if he fancies, because he's not really had to do much. But obviously, a cold weather will help those tyres last a little bit longer. But as I say, it's heating up. Stewart is definitely heating up.
You saw the exact same thing I did. Dwip had a big off there. He looked like he was coming in on him, and actually here comes Dennis down the inside. He managed to get the move done, so that one mistake from Dwip cost him quite seriously. He's now down into P12. He's gonna have to. Think he was on the back of Meister in P9, really ready for an attack. It looked like he just carried too much pace through that chicane, and that just caused him to lose stability. And then on the area he needed to really chuck it in, he just lost it, and that was it. He was done. He almost binned it, and you got to give him some credit for that catch.
Yeah, I just seen Marison have a little slide through the chicane as well. Yeah, he was in the rear jury zone, now he's not. Don't think Dennis is going to be close enough to make a move. Nah, he's miles back. But we're seeing a lot of mistakes here today, and I don't know what it is about this track. I know it's not everyone's favourite. It has just been renewed for next season for the actual F1, so that's one thing going for it.
Well, I mean, as a driver, I can tell you the issues that are faced is how hard I sing and dance about trail braking. I say how important. Oh, Morrison. Oh, I thought he was going to be done for. Yeah, I sing and dance about how important it is to be really good at trail braking in general. But on this track, you need to be at a masterful level in order to be quick. You'll see that almost every corner on this track is a braking turning corner. As we see our first time penalty for a corner cutting, extending track limits there for Dennis. But yeah, like this corner here is probably the only corner where you don't need to necessarily be amazingly good at trail braking, because it's just a straight brake down into gear 2, turn into the corner. But again, here you have to brake, turn the car through this long right-hander. The next one you have to do the same thing again. You got to brake, get yourself down to it, but you're still sort of turning as you are doing it. This is another one. This is the more crucial one, because you can't afford to get on the curb and you can't afford to run too wide, because you'll easily lose it on the next one. And then you need to be very smart on the trail accelerating, if you want to call it the same thing. And every corner is just so difficult to get the braking right. You just can't afford to make a mistake, and if you do, you end up with situations like Morrison's in right now, where he just cannot catch up to the back of the McLaren. He almost ran into the back of him, but somehow he kept it clean. And Morrison is just having issues left, right, and centre.
Yeah, we've had our first pit stop there, and Vexation has come in. Fresh tyres on him. He's gone from mediums to hards, and he's left the session in the pit lane. Didn't retire, just
Interesting.
game crashed. Game crash he's got.
Yeah. So look at the top three. Fragioco, 4.2 seconds off of Brownie, and Yonti's on the back of Fragioco. In a position now where Yonti could attack down the home straight. Yonti's got the pace. I feel as though Yonti's still going to take this win, even though Brownie is 4 seconds ahead. Brownie is good at time management and has decent race pace. I would say great race pace, but I think the word is definitely decent. He is not the fastest when it comes to being on his tyres. Fragioco's in the pits now, 11 laps in on these mediums. So it looks like he's trying the undercut, if you like, to protect himself. But this is now going to be a situation for Yonti to really commit hard. You can see mode 4 down the home straight means he is delivering everything right now.
So Yonti's going for the overcut, they call it, where you stop later than the guy in front. Fragioco's covered off the undercut, which is very effective if done correctly.
1 second, hold that thought as Meister and Overspeed going into turn 1 side by side. This is going to be really tough now. I don't know how Meister managed to get the pace all of a sudden, but Overspeed has held him off. He stays P5. Meister still struggling throughout this track. It's just not an easy track to do.
Oh, Fragioco avoids him. Sorry, there's action everywhere there. There's more action down at turn 1. Fragioco came out of the pits right behind Dennis Morrison battling. Morrison lost out big time. He went off track and lost out to Dennis, Duop and Fragioco. Jarislav untouched. He's quite happy sitting in 7th.
Yeah, he's just relaxing, just having a good time. Meister is having no end of problems on this track. I honestly think this will not be a track that afterwards he'll be thinking, I did really good after this race. He is having a lot of mistakes. Whether it's the hards that he's just having issues with, or whether it's his setup, or if it's just his pure driving ability that he's just having troubles with, something is not working for him here on this track. He needs to piece it together, he needs to keep it clean, and he's right here on the back of Overspeed.
Yeah, it's not working to do it either. He's just gone very, very deep into turn 10, onto the sponsor advertising area on the overrun. And so Fragioco is going to be on the rear of him. We can see a double overtake in this next home straight. Fragioco needs to get the drive off. His teammate needs to get the drive off. Lots of pit stops happening. It looks like Fragioco is going to make a move. He is. His teammate is not.
Oh, look how busy this area of the track is now. Yonti's come out ahead of Fragioco. So Yonti managed to capitalize on the fact that Fragioco got stuck in traffic. Yonti has just managed to bring himself into a brilliant position where he realistically could easily take this race win if Brownie doesn't have a great in-lap. Yes, it was 4.3 seconds when Yonti came into the pits, but Yonti's on fresh tyres. Brownie's on mediums that are worn pretty severely, and he's going to be in a position where he has to maintain exceptional level of pace, but Yonti has to get past these back markers, otherwise he's going to lose everything here.
And one of those back markers is Fragioco's teammate, who'll be doing everything he can to block him like that. That was a rather late move, and that might work to Fragioco's favour. Dennis has the opposite lane. Fragioco's going for the switch back. Is he trying to get the cut back on Yonti? No, he's not. It's just no room for Fragioco there. So
this is
Brownie's
so
in.
Alright,
Oh,
Yonti losing the back end there. This is about to get really tense now, as this is Fragioco pressuring Yonti. One mistake there from Fragioco might have cost him his exit, because he's really overshot that inside. Means he has not carried the momentum through the corner. You can see Yonti disappearing now into the distance, almost breaking the 1 second DRS marker. Yonti's getting onto the grass a little bit. He's just really overstretching himself. Dennis is away and ahead. Brownie's come out of the pits and stays in net P1. Meister is currently racing in P1, but that is because he's not yet pit. Dennis having more mistakes as well. Fragioco's just teetering on the edge, and this is just getting hotter and hotter.
Yeah, is this Dennis trying to do his teammate a favour, just holding Yonti up? Let Fragioco close in. He definitely held him up, I would say, into turn 9. He moved across and just nudged the front end of Yonti. I don't know if it was an attempt to nudge him off or just to late move and try to take the racing line. I don't know.
Oh, Dennis is gone.
Not
there has
line.
Yonti been released, so Dennis is severely off the track there. Big mistake from him.
That's
Wow, that was risky. He just came straight across the track, almost went straight into Marison. You're going to have Hazard coming up into this situation as well. If Dennis doesn't keep himself out of trouble, he might end up with more problems.
Yeah, it was definitely an unsafe re-entry there from Dennis. Just comes straight back on. I'd love to see the colour of Marison's underwear right about now.
It'd be very brown, I can imagine. There's no doubt about that in my mind. The thing to note, though, is that even though Yonti was released and Fragioco had a big issue through the final corner, it's still within DRS range. And Fragioco setting the fastest lap time as well. He's also sizing Yonti up in the lead up towards turn 1. This is going to be an opportunity for Fragioco if he can hold it. Yonti goes defensive down the inside of turn 1. Yonti's going to have a really tough line here, but he does have the inside for the next corner, which means Fragioco is going to have to just try and get a better run through this corner. If he does, then Yonti's going to have nothing to say about it. Yonti's just going to be sitting duck here, but no, Fragioco took a tighter line, took it a little bit slower. Hazard managed to get past Dennis, but although they're still scrapping, and Dennis makes another mistake. And that's Hazard now open at P8.
Yeah, it's a very mistake-heavy track, as we were speaking about earlier. Everyone seems to be just making little wobbles on every corner. It's not like all the wobbles are coming on the same corner. It's any corner, anywhere.
Yeah.
So, yes, you can sit on the back of someone and try and make a move, but if you have that little wobble when you need to get the power down, then you've made a big mistake.
Yeah.
Turn 8's providing us with some good action, though, as usual.
So, Duxby's coming up to the back of Overspeed. He's just slowly but surely reeling himself towards the point spots. You can see Dennis still trying to attack Hazard, but you'd have thought the way that he's been driving the car earlier, surely his tyres are just in a position where he can't attack. Hazard is in a much better position overall. He's 2 laps in on these hards, whereas Dennis is 15 laps in on these hards. And the grip performance is just going to be astronomically different. There's going to be nothing more that can be done here except the fact he's got DRS. He's in mode 3. He's not yet in the overtake situation. Is he going to try it?
I think he thought he had enough to close up, and he didn't even make a move offline, did he? Just sat there, ducks a beat, and no position change there. They're close as well. I mean, we're only on 17 to 33, and we've had so much action so far. I don't think this is going to stop anytime soon. Fragioco is battling with Yonti still. Yonti's not getting away.
Well, let's just recap the whole battle situation. So, yes, Meister is race leader. He's currently sat up there with 16 lap all hards, yet still has to pit onto the mediums, and you'd have thought that he'd have been in a great position to be able to get a podium, given the fact that he started the race on the hards in the top 10, which is great. But lap 1 issues caused him to be in a position where he lost a hell of a lot of time in a lot of positions. A few other drivers made similar mistakes, but not the race leader or the top 3 overall. So Meister is realistically not going to get himself back into the podium at all. The other thing to think about is that the battle for P3, or which is net P2, which is Yonti leading this battle. Fragioco is there really quite close to the back of him, although it's just here and on the edge. Grip's made a mistake. Here comes Spicy through. He's ahead now by miles. But it's realistically a 4-way battle for P3.
Yeah, I mean, Spicy might be able to close up onto the back of these guys. Might be a little bit too much to ask, but you're saying 4-way, but it's not 4-way because Europe's still to bit, so it's Marison.
Yeah.
They're both on hard tyres.
Good spot.
At the moment, Meister's going to come out in the region of Hazard. Where's my leader? Hazard is 20 seconds off the pace at the moment. When Maester comes in, that's about where he's going to fall. And he needs to make sure he falls in front of Hazard. Because if you don't fall in front of Hazard, you're going to be between Hazard and Dennis and Overspeed and Duxie B. There's a nice group there for him to try and avoid. And that's what you're going to want to avoid. As there's yellow sector 2. Who's that? He's gone already.
Well, I mean, the thing. So the thing for me that I want to sort of point out a little bit is the pit lane here is really weird. It's really sort of longer than you think. It's deceptively long. Mace's now in the pits.
Well, here we go.
I think he's actually going to come out a lot further down than you think. I think he's actually going to come out behind Duxie B.
The whole way down. Okay, we'll soon find out. As Duke's also in. Marison made a mistake on that lap. He's not coming in this lap. He'll come in next one probably. Let's see, where is Maester? He's coming down the pit lane now. It's time to accelerate. And it's going to be just in the wrong place. It's right in front of Hazard or right behind him. It's right alongside him. Oh, Hazard.
That was a little bit of touch and go there between the two of them. Maester is going to be on the better tyre once they're warmed up, but it's going to take about a lap to get those mediums up to temperature. You can see him doing a little bit of a weave there just to try and get a little bit of grip, but also keep his brakes and engine cool as well, as he's going to be running pretty hot. Fragioko isn't actually that far off the back of these. Maester really sizing Hazard up. Even on these cold tyres, he's really hunting for an opportunity.
Yeah, I think they're not going to be cold for long. They are going to be warming up. They're probably getting to their operational temperature already. The hards do take forever.
Oh no.
Oh dear.
That is a big penalty. 3 second time penalty for multiple warnings. And there's a few areas on the track where I thought that he was going to have penalties from that. So the fact that he's made it to lap 20 with only one penalty is
big
mistake, big crash. Wow, Marison made a big mistake there. Hazard managed to avoid it. Maester went straight into him, and that was a big collision between the two. Marison literally lifted up and rotated massively. Maester, having no end of problems, comes into the pits very late, manages to let everybody else pass, but now he is going to be in a situation where he's already just pit. He's going to have to pit again, and I think that's it. I think that's Maester's race over.
Yeah. Can we see him retiring here? I don't think we're going to see him retiring. He would have done it by now, but he's going to have a new nose, new wheels. He might as well have a new helmet while he's at it. It's going to be him dropping back. Beak will stay ahead of him, but Beak's not actually in the game anymore. Well, that's... I didn't see what happened to Marison then.
So I didn't see Marison's loss, but there was no contact. It was just he lost the rear.
Yeah.
And the gap was too big for him to have had any contact with anyone else. And he lost the rear. Hazard managed to avoid him somehow by just sheer skill, I can only imagine. And then, yeah, Maester just plowed right into the back of Marius, and that was it. Marius's car was up and round and in all sorts of trouble. The thing to spot as well further afield is Fragioko is outside of the DRS range of Yonti now. Yonti has also, despite the fact he's got the 3 second time penalty, brought himself to 3.5 seconds off Brownie. The wick has definitely been turned up.
Yeah, he's going for it. He knows what he's got to do, and that's find a big lead over Fragioko. He's got Spicy covered at the moment. That's the next crucial part. But with all the mistakes we've been seeing today, I wouldn't count out a small mistake from Yonti, Brownie, anyone actually. Anyone can make one small mistake, and that is going to be it. It's going to be hard luck if you make a mistake on the final lap and lose a win or a podium. But Yonti is trying to turn out the wick, trying to close up onto Brownie. Brownie's 3.1 ahead of Yonti right now. And yeah, I mean the closest battle is 1.1 seconds.
Yeah, it could change very soon. It depends on how hot Yonti is running his tyres. He's doing well overall. I think Yonti is realistically going to be in a pretty solid position soon enough, because Brownie's not that far ahead. Like, you can actually see the back of your Brownie's car, so it's not like, I mean, we look at the time in 3.1 seconds. That is so far away, but a simple wobble from Brownie would bring Yonti into an attacking position. You know, Yonti just having, I don't know, more. I mean, he's done fastest lap for 2 laps in a row. His ERS levels are drained, so now he's going to have to think about how he's going to maintain this level of pace without any ERS, and is he just going to reset himself back to where he was before? But I think his main focus here was purely to break Fragioko's gap.
Well, there's a few things to notice. You just talking about his ERS. Brownie currently in race lead, 25% ERS, yellow fuel. So he's having to do fuel saving and ERS saving. Yonti, 22% ERS. Fragioko, 20% ERS. They're all about the same on ERS levels. Brownie's going to be the one that's going to come under pressure because he's going to have to do some fuel saving and allow Yonti to close up as Dennis goes fast. It's pretty much a 121 dead. As Meister goes under that by a significant amount. Yeah, it's going to be interesting.
The other thing to notice is Spicy has a lot of ERS to play with. So whether or not he's just biding his time and just maintaining a certain level of pace, and he's just going to turn the wick up in sort of the next 5 laps or so, is potential. I think Spicy is just not committing hard enough right now to really delivering anything more. 78% ERS at this point in the track is, unless he's going to start burning mode 4 all the way down the home straight, which he has now started to do. But he's only just flicked on for a second, and he's immediately turned it back off again. Like, if you're going to manage your ERS that well throughout the rest of the track, absolutely go mode 4 all the way down the home straight.
Yeah, he is starting to reel Fragioko in a little bit at a time, but 2.6 now is the gap between them. He needs to reel him a bit quicker than that. We've got 10 laps to go. If he reels in a 10th a lap, he's not going to get anywhere. But maybe he's hoping Fragioko makes a mistake or picks up a penalty and he can take advantage of that. Obviously, he's got to hope he can close up to Yonti. That's the next thing as well. Spicy's could close up to Yonti if he pushes it. He needs to get about a second down, and then he's just on the T-string edge of that 3-second window. And maybe that, I don't know if Spicy knows these sorts of things. I don't know if he's got an engineer, because his Jeff won't tell him what the guy in second place has 2 places ahead of him. They'll tell him either side, but won't tell him that far ahead, and he needs to be finding out this information.
Oh, Dwip and Duxaby came together there. There was almost a big loss for Duxaby. He caught it. I don't know if Dwip actually gave Duxaby a nudge or not, but it looked like it from the camera view I had. Duxaby now driving defensively, knows that Dwip was going to try and go the outside, so Duxaby felt safe enough to go back to the racing line. But look how close Dwip is to the back of Duxy. If Duxy makes a mistake, or if there's another bit of contact, Dwip could easily just whip it down the inside. The thing to know from last lap was Dwip was actually a hell of a lot faster coming through this chicane here, and Duxaby had nothing to respond with.
Yeah, we talk about these corners all the time. On pretty much every track, there's a long, fast corner coming onto the DRS straight that you have to nail perfectly. And Duop's done a pretty decent job. Duxaby late switch, but perfectly legitimate. Duop is through, but Duxaby is still there. No, he's not. He's not there anymore. Duop's through, up to P7. Runs a little wide. I think no, I was going to say Duxaby might fancy chance, but he's running wide himself. So he won't be coming back anytime soon.
But he didn't necessarily need to be honest. He's in a sort of situation where Dwip doesn't have DRS to work with in front. All Duxaby needs to worry about is how he's going to maintain the pace behind Dwip to be able to stay within DRS range of him, and then just cause Dwip to burn a lot of ERS. I mean, he's already chucking a hell of a lot at it. He's only got 16% to work with, so for Duxaby, the setup has already been laid out. The difficulty he's got is he's on 11 lap all hards, whereas Dwip is on 5 lap all mediums.
Yeah, and that's going to be the crucial part. I mean, Duxaby didn't close up at all through that straight, simply because Duop got a better drive off the corner through the extra grip, and Duxaby is now dropping out that side of that DRS. He's burning off his ERS as well to close up onto the back of Duop. It's going to be close when he gets to the line, which is in a moment's time. And what else can I rhyme? Okay.
Well, end of that.
Yeah, I could come up with it, I guess.
No DRS for Duxy means it's going to stay exactly as it is for now. And the only real focus we can pay attention to is that Yonti is 2.6 seconds behind Brownie, as Fragioko is 2.2 from is sort of hanging around there as well. He's not really gaining, not really losing, but neither is Spicy. And now of all 3 drivers, unless anything miraculously changed, which it hasn't, Spicy is still running a lot better on his ERS, although he is starting to dump more on the track. So whether or not he's just listening to me and actually realizing he's not using enough ERS levels, who knows? But it's looking good for him. He's bringing the gap down slowly. Fragioko's not really doing anything about it. And Yonti is somehow bringing himself closer towards Brownie.
I don't think he's bringing himself close towards Brownie. I think he's
Anymore,
taking himself further away from Fragioco. That's the difference. He knows he's not going to get past Brownie and get a 3-second lead. We're on lap 26 and 33. There's no chance of that unless Brownie decides he wants to hit a rip back marker. He's got no chance of having an issue like that. And the only thing Brownie can do now to help Yonti is have a spin or pick up a 3-second penalty. And I thought that was it. I thought I jinxed him so badly.
Oh, yellow flag in sector 3. Is that
Dwip?
Morrison? No, that could be Dwip. It is Dwip. Big off there. He's in the middle of the track. Luckily, he's ghosted for everyone. He's just trying to get out of the way. There he is, rotated now. But those tires will be warm. So, oh, that was close. Dennis and Dwip almost came together. Again, this is the final corner. That's just the area of the track we see a lot of these issues coming about. And I thought it was going to be all sorted for him. Is that Yonti? Oh, no, it's a Meister behind him. So, Meister coming back at it. Might still finish in the points, even after all of the issues he's had. One of which was with Dwip's fellow teammate.
Yeah, I think Mason can now smell a point on the back of that car. Dwip's going to have a little bit warm tyres. They're probably coming down a bit now, but he's just sliding through that corner. That's not going to bring him down anytime soon. Mason will make short work of him, I suspect, in the next few corners. Probably on the next straight, actually. In DRS straight, he might go for it. Stick with it and see. Or before, if there's things like that.
Oh, this is getting really tense now because Dwip making that mistake gets right in the way of Meister. Meister's not going to really have anything to say about it. Dwip having a big wobble there. Dwip goes down the inside to protect it. Is this going to be Meister going around the outside? Dwip is just having a bit of contact between him. Went diving down the inside of the walls. Contact. There's Dennis making a big off there, and that's Dwip going through. Dennis having no end of problems today. This has definitely been a race that he will want to forget, and he'll probably end up having a dream about this tonight and having a horrible nightmare.
I think this is a race that most of the drivers want to forget, as Meister is actually going to pick up DRS from Beaker. Beaker's AI has just helped Meister defend himself against Duke. So that's good for Meister. He's managed to time that almost perfectly to get past Beaker.
Yeah. It's like he planned it.
Yeah.
So Meister now up in a P9 into a points position. Is looking like he's going to be finishing there at best, as he is 9.8 seconds behind Jaroslav, although there is still plenty of time. Meister being on those mediums does mean that he's going to be on a faster tyre overall, especially with fellow Jaroslav's done 12 laps on these tyres. Means he's really going to be really struggling. Jaroslav has not really had the pace he needs in order to get around this track comfortably, and Dwip having a lot of problems. If you watch him through every corner, he's just having such a wobble. Watch through the chicane here. It's the exit he has problems with.
I'm watching Yonti's just lost half a second in one sector to Fragioco. Unless Fragioco's just decided to turn the wick up, which I don't think he can because he's got nowhere else to do with. I was about to say, Yonti's got the 3-second window he needed. It's now 2.5 seconds. So I'm not sure if Yonti's not made a mistake. Fragioco's just kicked it up because he's similar distance from Brownlee that he was before. Interesting.
Yeah, I was kind of hoping that Brownie would have a mistake and get a penalty, and then Yonti would pull it together and get it back. But like I said, it was going to be between Brownie and Yonti to be in the P1 and 2. It could have gone either way, really, and it still can, to be honest. It's not over until the Fat Lady sings, and currently I don't hear any singing just yet, although Brownie will be singing to himself in the helmet because he's looking pretty cozy. He's had a really solid race. He's had no end of just good stuff overall. No issues, no penalties so far. Everything's kept it clean, even though all of the issues on track have happened, and there's been a lot of them. He's not been involved in any of them, and he's managed to keep himself well. He's got his ERS levels in a pretty good place. The only worry that Brownie has currently is he is still showing the yellow fuel warning light, and he's just actually had... Oh, Marison's getting out of the way, so that's very smart from him. Yonti might actually be able to use the fact that he has more fuel to bring himself closer to Brownie, and maybe, just maybe, apply enough pressure to Brownie that Brownie gets a penalty, and then potentially overtake him for the win.
Well, we'll see how that works out. Sorry, voice is going slow. Fragioco's got yellow fuel as well, so he's obviously been pushing hard to close up on Yonti, and it's starting to cost him yellow in sector 3. Don't know who that is. It's gone already, so it can't be much.
Maybe Dwip. I mean, Dennis has suddenly gone to the back of him again, so potentially that's where it is. But watch Dennis. I think he's about to. I thought he was going to lose a car, but he is attacking Dwip there. DRS has been enabled. Dwip's having a lot of problems. So now Dennis coming in very swiftly onto the back of him now. This is going to be a battle going through turn 1, and both of these drivers having so many issues does mean there's a potential that we might be seeing some collisions. Although Dennis has made a very smooth overtake into 1 and 2, not a problem at all. It's now just a run out of the corner. Dwip's very off the track. Dennis stays P10. Dwip, I don't know what is going wrong for him today, but it is just a nightmare with him.
It's going wrong for both these drivers, and Dennis locks up. Just trying to look for space around the outside. Both these drivers had so many incidents today. It's going to be a case of a pity point, isn't it? Just because you've had such a bad day. Duke nearly has an even worse day. That turn 8, that little rumble strip on the inside, they hit that, they lose control of the car, and they need to really avoid that, because that's what's costing them so much time in just spins.
Yeah. But this track, it really sort of shows who the good drivers are from the great drivers, right? You'll see the likes of, the top 3. I mean, even they've been having issues. Or I'll say they. Yonti and Fragioka have been having issues. Brownie's done a really good job of just running away with this. And no, well, he's just sort of jogging. He's kept himself pretty cozy ahead of Yonti. Yonti is slowly bringing that time down. It was 2.7 seconds about 2 or 3 laps ago. We're literally talking 3/10 gained in those 3 or 4 laps. But Yonti is just running so much better on the fuel front. He actually is in a great position, and oh no, this is not going to look good. Unless Yonti gets DRS from this, which I don't think he has, then he's going to have traffic in the wrong area of the track.
Well, hopefully the traffic is aware of who's coming through. As I thought, it looked like the racing ball was trying to make a move on Brownie. That would be a little bit odd if they were. But I think that has hindered Brownie a little bit. The gap is now down to 2.1. Just see. Oh, they got past Vexation. That's good.
Well, AI. Vexation's AI'd anyway. Yeah, he's gone see-through. He's gone ghost. So it does mean that Yonti is free. Brownie is the car that's ahead of the Force India that's just ahead, which I think is Morrison.
Yes.
So Morrison is on the soft, so he's not really going to be holding Yonti back that much actually. And this, having thought about it, if Yonti pushes that little bit harder now through this final sector, Yonti could get DRS on Morrison and just slingshot up to the back of Brownie. It's actually down to just under 2 seconds between Yonti and Brownie. All Yonti has to do is not make a mistake. That's all he has to do. I think he can.
I'd be worried if I was Brownie right about now. Not because of Yonti, because of Morrison. Morrison's going to have DRS. Unfortunately, he just drove into the pits. So that's... Morrison had DRS and soft tyres and could have had a much better drive off the corner and could have quite legally overtaken Brownie. Fortunately for Brownie, he came into the pit, so he's out of the way. But Yonti has broken the 3-second window, so Fragioka now just got to avoid guessing anymore. We've got a lap and 3/10 to go. 3/10? 2/3. That's the word I'm looking for. 3/10?
Yeah, I think you were just thinking times there, but Dwip again on the back of Dennis, still scrapping all the way through this race. There's not really been any changes other than one of them will make a mistake and the other one passes, and then that person will make a mistake and then the other one passes back again. So it's the final corner that we see a lot of these mistakes happen. Dennis, there was where I thought he was going to lose it, and this is the area he seems to be losing it a lot, but he's kept it together this time. Dwip has DRS, but he is just a bit too far back. Or is he? Because he's catching onto the back of Dennis very quickly, but there's the braking zone right about now for Dennis, so this is going to be Dwip a bit late. Might have to really look after himself through turns 1 and 2, gets a bit more on the curb than he probably should do, as you really want to sort of tuck back in again really hard after turn 2, so you can get a good run very hard through turn 3, and Morrison getting a 3-second time penalty. Dwip still stays behind Dennis. Nothing's going to come of this anytime soon.
Yeah, I'm keeping my eyes on the front runners. They are on their final lap. They're on some very old hard tyres. We saw Morrison lose it with 18 laps on his hards. These guys have done 20. It's all or nothing now from Spicy if he wants a podium position. He's 1.4 off the back of Fragioka. 1 lap is the difference in tyres. Frederick has got red fuel. Spicy doesn't, but Spicy has no ERS to work with. It's got 3%.
Yeah. So, I know that Yonti has the penalty, but I don't remember seeing Brownie get rid of the yellow fuel warning light at all. So if he's now, which he is, on red fuel warning light, that kind of suggests to me we might see Brownie run out of fuel. There's a possibility. It depends on how badly he's judged it. Brownie isn't the one who normally makes that sort of mistake, but we'll see.
He underfuels his car in pretty much every race. I used to use it as a sign that he was doing a strange strategy, but it's now just a sign that Brownie's racing. Yellow 62, is that Dennis? And Europe, they just had a little overtake and re-overtake. I'll keep my eyes at the front though.
Yeah, I don't know what that battle was, but 1.3 seconds. Brownie now come around the final corner. He's done a beautiful job to do exactly what he needed to, taking the race win. Yonti did his best to bring it back together, and oh, look how close it is between the top three. 5/10 was all it came down to between Yonti and Fragioco, but that is the top three. Spicy taking P4, Hazard taking P5, with Otherspeed taking 6th, providing that we don't have any penalties for any of these drivers. There's Spicy. Here comes Hazard a bit later. There he is, P5, and Overspeed now coming up to the line, having a bit of a wobble, a little bit of a weave, just to say, yay, I did it. And Duxby coming up in 7th place, with Jurislav really not that far behind him. I don't remember seeing any penalties for Duxby. We'll see if he does have any, as there's the finish line. Here comes Jurislav. Nope, they're going to stay where they are. Meister, he's going to make it into the points. P9 for him. Dennis is just a bit too far back, but Dwip is here, right on the back of him. Dennis has penalties, that's for sure. So this is a battle for the final points position. Dwip is going to be trying to charge down the home straight. Is he going to be close enough to capitalize on any mistake from Dennis? He is. Dwip takes P10. He takes the final points position. Dennis gets the best of the rest with Marison in 12th. And we're just waiting now for a donut driving Astro Boys to cross the line. And my helicopter cam has
gone bonkers.
Yeah, he's losing his mind currently. We're waiting for Astro Boys to get to the line, but his tyres are going to be hot now, so... Do you want to put any bets on if he loses it here?
Nah, no, he's going so
he's
slow.
Fine.
There you go.
Wow, there you go, we did it!
Yay.
So that was a very, very exciting and crazy race. Just so many issues, so many crashes. But Brownie managed to miss all of them and gets himself on the top step of the podium. But biggest question I'm going to ask you all night long is, who is your driver of the day?
I think Yonti did a great job to come back from 6th to get 2nd with a penalty. Staying ahead of Frejek, he did a great job. I mean, Brownie didn't really do anything, did he? He just drove around the track. No one got in his way.
No.
He didn't really have... I don't think he had any battles. He got the lead. He had the lead from the start and was never threatened. So I think I've got to give it to Yonti. Just because he battled and nearly pushed Brownie the whole way.
Yeah. I'm with you for that part. I think Yonti has done an exceptional job to go from P6 to P2. For me, I'm kind of torn between Overspeed and Yonti. Overspeed started 10th, managed to get himself up to 6th place. And that's, for Overspeed, he's really found pace lately, and it's great to see him bringing himself up there. But I am going to go with Yonti as well. Yes, he got the 3-second time penalty, and that's all it is in between whether I choose Overspeed or Yonti or not, is the fact that Yonti got a penalty. If Yonti hadn't got that penalty, I think it would have been a solid, easy, yeah, Yonti. But it's Yonti, but closely followed by Overspeed, in my opinion. So that is it for the European Racing Series Grand Prix here. It's been an absolute pleasure to commentate for you, as always. I've been Ben Ragger McConnell, and joining me has been Jamie M. Caster Elder, and amazing. Jamie, thank you so much, dude. I really appreciate it. You are a legend as per normal. But we'll be back next week, where we're at probably the most difficult track on the calendar, back in Monaco. We'll see you guys next week. Good night.
Ciao for now.